I like to use Caribbean seasonings when I'm cooking Caribbean food. So this is Grace's oxtail seasoning. CS thyme. You can use fresh if you have it. Lowry's. I know it seems like a lot of ingredients, but just bear with me. It'll all come together. Fresh ingredients, I have an onion and a small Roma tomato. Okay, so what I'm doing is just basically rough chopping my onion. I don't do a dice because if you have someone that you're serving that doesn't like onions, you want to make the pieces of onion big enough that they can just take it out. So we're just gonna roughly chop our Roma tomato also. If you like more tomatoes or onions, you can always increase the amount. Okay, so we're gonna do a teaspoon of crushed garlic. Let's live. Let's make it 2 teaspoons. This is the brand that I'm using. Okay, so 2 tablespoons of garlic. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and mix in. I'm using my hands just to make sure that everything is incorporated throughout the meat. I'm gonna add a little bit more Worcestershire sauce. I'm gonna take 1 hand of gloves off. I get these containers from the Dollar Tree. You can use any Tupperware container, and this is what I use to marinate my meats in. We're gonna marinate this overnight. You can marinate meat for about 4 to 5 hours and then cook it. I just feel like you get a better flavor when you marinate overnight. So guys, that was the first half. That took us about 10 minutes to go ahead and wash and marinate our meat. This is my favorite and the actual star of the show. It's a roaster pan I purchased from Walmart. I actually have two. I have a smaller one, but this one is a 15-pound capacity roasting pan. It comes with a lid, and that is going to take care of your browning. It's going to make sure that your meat has good coloring, and it's also going to make sure that your meat is tender. Preheat your oven 375. Gonna add some beef broth, and I'm using unsalted because we've added salt. Work everything around. You want to give your meat some space. Doesn't that look good already? And then I'm gonna go back in with about another cup of beef broth. Okay, that should do it. So what that beef broth is going to do is to give you some flavorful gravy. Normally you would just add a cup or two of water if you were doing it in, whether on the stove or in the oven, but I want to add extra flavor. So we're going to put this in the oven at 375. After an hour, we'll take it back out and we'll do a stir just to make sure that it's evenly cooked. And then I'll show you the rest of the ingredients that need to go into the pan. But I want them a little more tender, so I'm going to go beyond 2 hours. You just have to know how to cook by sight. Know when it's tender to your liking. Look at the gravy that's in there. Because we didn't add any extra oil, we don't have to skim any off of your gravy. We didn't do the traditional browning on the stove where you add oil, then fry the meat to get it a little brown and then stew it. So there's no excess oil. It's already looking good. It's smelling good. So we're going to go ahead and add our julienne sliced carrots. Right now you want to go ahead and taste for flavor. So you want to see if you need to add a little more salt. Do you want it to have a little more garlic? You want to add some fresh thyme to this, you can. And you put it back in the oven for the remaining 30 minutes or however long. So this has been about 2 hours and about 30 minutes in the oven, and My oxtails are not falling off the bone. They're nice and tender. My beans have cooked out. That's what's going to help to make your gravy get thicker. I love this roasting pan because you're not babysitting a pot on the stove. You can walk around and do other things in the house. You can prepare the rest of your meal and not have to worry about it. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, share, and comment. And hit that bell on the way out to make sure that you're up to date on all of our latest videos. See you soon.